there's joy in unity.
Hello there, I'm Lloydetta Quaicoe, welcoming you to Sharing Our Cultures. This is the place where you get to meet amazing individuals who are making significant impact in our communities. And joining me in conversation today is Saada Usman. She is the founder of Global Citizen Inc., and she does so much in our community. And welcome back to Sharing Our Cultures. And joining me today is Saada Usman, and she is a community leader. She's a dynamic woman. She's doing lots of things in our community. So welcome to Sharing Our Cultures.
Thank you, Lloydetta.
Okay, I'm so glad that you were able to make some time to be with us because I know you're very busy. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you've done so many things in our province, but before we get to that, I'm going to keep everybody waiting on that. I would just want to find out a little bit more about you because this series is actually to introduce all of people from diverse cultural backgrounds who are in the province to the rest of the province. So that's what we're going to do today, tell a little bit about you. So how did you come to be in Newfoundland, Labrador?
Yeah, well, thank you, Lloydetta, for having me. And first of all, I do have role models. So yes, I hear people say, oh, you're doing amazing things. I'm like, yes, I am just doing a little bit. I'm doing my little bit to give back to the world. But yes, I do have people that I look up to. I do have people that are doing very amazing work. And yeah, so I follow in their footsteps and hope that, you know, mine also would make a little bit of impact on the lives of people. And yeah, so I came to Newfoundland. My husband saw a job posting on their website, like the company website. We usually do move. He's like, we live expat life. We move from one country to another. So we saw this posting in Canada, and my husband, like, it was just like a joke. And he picked up the phone. He was offshore at the time. And he said, how do you feel about moving to Canada? We, both of us have never been. Like, we didn't even travel or vacation or anything to Canada. We do not know anything about Canada. And I said, well, that would be, I'm ready for the challenge, let's do it. And he said, Newfoundland, how do you feel about moving to? I'm like, where's, I don't even know. I know about the big cities, current affairs on the news, but never heard of Newfoundland. And he said, Newfoundland, that's what we've been calling it for months until, yeah, we spoke to a Newfoundlander. And yeah, it was just started with a job posting on the company website, and someone is moving from Newfoundland, and so they need someone to take the person's place, and we said, yeah, we'll take it. And here we are.
And so you came.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad your husband made, you know, the arrangement so that you could come and be with us.
Yeah.
And so what was your experience like in those first early times, the weeks when you arrived? Because you've lived in so many other countries.
Yeah, well, last time I lived in a small, well, from the airport, I'm going to confess, I was very disappointed.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was a little upset when I'm like, what was I thinking? I didn't make any research. We said yes before we started exploring what Newfoundland is. And so last time I lived in a small city was about 15 years ago. And I know the challenges. So when we came to the airport, I'm like, okay, this is a small town. There would be a lot of challenges. There would be no diversity. And I remember living in Koji Island in South Korea. We would see a black family and literally tell my husband, stop the car. And I'll walk and go over and talk to them. So I'm like, okay, there's going to be all of these barriers. We're going to be the other ones. We're going to be the odd ones out. So, but yeah, well, after that, we settled in, and it's been beautiful all along, like ever since. We stayed downtown for a while, and everyone was so friendly, so welcoming. We were from Houston, Texas before coming here. We don't even know our neighbors, like we know only a few of them. So when we came here, everyone is like, good morning. You wake up in the morning, you're taking the kids to school, and you say hello to like 10 people before you get there. And I'm like, okay, this is this is comforting. And yeah, it's been beautiful. We made a lot of friends, and the kids are well settled in. It was my initial, what I thought of Newfoundland at first is, turns out it's not what my judgment of it. It was a very rash judgment. I'm like, okay, we're going to struggle. But yes, there are challenges, definitely, and that's why we do what we do. But yes, and people like you, I mean, who paved the path for us to be here and do the work that we do. And we are not like starting all over, like it's not afresh. There is that pathway already that's been made for us. So yeah, I find Newfoundland, I love it, actually, yeah.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Now, you did mention that you have kids here. What do you see as important for them living in a place like where you live in St. John's now, right? We're living in this community or in this province?
Yeah, so I, first of all, love, like genuine, making friends, because we all crave, we all need love. And I find that genuinely they have made friends, they've made connections, they've made people that really do care about them. And I want a sense of belonging for them, which we have found. And I want acceptance in a way, and I don't totally agree with the definition of acceptance in Newfoundland and Labrador, maybe the entirety of Canada. I don't, because it feels like we are giving the power to others, as opposed to saying, we're telling kids, oh, you need to be accepted. That's not what I teach my kids. I'm saying, if you just, my right to exist is what you should respect. But you don't have to accept me. You don't have to do the things that, you don't have to say, yeah, I get you, or don't tell me, don't validate me. Just let me be. Just understand that we are different, and you might not agree, and it's okay, right? I love for people to disagree with me, because I can have the chance to disagree as well. But I walk into spaces and I feel in Newfoundland there isn't a lot of disagreement, and I find that it's not genuine. And I say this like I'm a broken record at this point, but that's the value I want my kids to take away. It's okay. I don't want people to validate you. I want you to stand for what you believe in, even if they say no, even if they don't understand you, and you know you are not hurting anyone and you're doing what is right, then stick to it, as opposed to waiting for someone to say, oh yes, it's right. But what happens when someone says it's wrong? What happens when someone doesn't validate you? They don't accept what you're doing. So does that mean you have to stop what you're doing because someone says, because this is practically what I see in spaces, like we're telling kids, all people have to accept who you are, have to accept, no, I don't agree with that. Just saying respect my life to be, my right to exist. Respect that I have my life and this is who I am.
Okay. So you see the difference between acceptance and respect then?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you would rather be respected for who you are,
yes,
and your cultural identity, your cultural background, instead of someone just saying, well, we're just going to accept you.
Yes, because I mean, looking at the difference, we all grew up with like certain values, and if we go, like every place I've moved to, I find they have different sets of values, right? So then I get to learn about them. I get to say, okay, this is who they are, this is how, and everywhere is so different. We dress differently, we interact differently. Sometimes I move to places and I'm like, oh, they do this, it's more efficient. It's probably something that I have been doing, and I'm like, oh, I love how they do it. And I would pick up from there and I would say, okay, I'm going to incorporate that into my own existence, and I'll start doing it the way they do it. So there are things that sometimes we genuinely want to accept. We're like, okay, I love it and I can relate to this. But then there are things that we can't relate to. But to go around telling people this is how you have to be, and this is how I feel that is very damaging, because from experience, I know what it's done to my daughter. And I do not want any kid to have to feel the pressure to be validated. Just be you, be a kind human being, and just don't care what others think of you.
All right, that's valid. That's valued. That's empowering for young people growing up. Now, you've mentioned you've been in other places. Can you just tell us a few of those? Like, where else have you lived, and how did those compare to where you are now?
Yeah, we have lived in, first I'm born and bred in Nigeria. I was born in Nigeria. Grew up most of my early adulthood, Nigeria, and then we moved to South Korea. And I had my oldest daughter in Houston, Texas. Then we moved to Abu Dhabi. That's UAE, Abu Dhabi, too, because many times I say Abu Dhabi and people don't get it. Well, Abu Dhabi, that's like Dubai, the capital city. And then we moved to Houston, Texas. And from Houston, Texas, now we're here.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So you've had quite a journey, and your children have experienced different cultures, I guess, from these places.
They have,
So how do they kind of navigate when they get to a new place? Like what are some of the parameters for them, or how do you help them to do that?
Yeah, sometimes it gets really challenging because, of course, no matter how empowered you are, the external sometimes gets to you, especially being a kid. But we stick to our values. We stick to we emphasize kindness. And me being a new mom, I remember it was all kindness. There was no empowerment. Like, okay, kill them with kindness and they would, they would be nice to you. But I learned now, no, it doesn't work. So we are kind, but we are firm. And I teach them that you should be very kind to people, stand up for others, but then don't let anybody breach your boundaries. These are my boundaries. These are things that you accept. So we make it clear. This is who I am, and these are things I'm going to accept from people. And it's okay, because sometimes we move to new places and they haven't made friends yet. And thank God my kids are not going to come home and say, I haven't made friends. I'm like, give it time. You would find your people. Don't be upset. And they are not. They are really happy. And if you don't have a friend, I say, come talk to your sister. And my son, I make him friends with my daughter's friends. Sometimes they're going out and he doesn't have a friend to go out with. I'm like, take him. You have to be kind to your brother. No, it's not what a teenager wants, but we need to know that we have to look out for others. So we go out of the world looking out for ourselves, first of all, and looking out for others. And I teach them the balance between so people are not your responsibility. You can only do your best. So it's not like to the point where it damages them or it's, take a negative toll on them. No, you have to find a boundary. You look out for others, but if they are not ready for it, you know when to let go. And we have conversations every time. We have family meetings, like official, official family meetings. We bring everything to the table. And I say, communicate with the kids. Wherever you find yourself, if we don't talk to them, we can't know what they are possibly going through. So it might be some places are more difficult than others. Some take longer to adjust, but they will thrive eventually. And I tell them your lives don't revolve around friends. And one example I give is, I say, how many years do you have to be a kid? From 0 until 18, maybe, if we stretch it. Most 18-year-olds will say we're not kids anymore, right? But if we want to stretch it, let's say until 18, and how many years do you have? What is the life expectancy of an average adult, like in North America or something? Let's say 75, maybe 80. So 18 is only a fraction. So don't waste your time thinking, oh, I need them to love me, or I have to make this. A lot of my friends, I don't even know where they are, like my childhood friends. So don't wallow in, oh, they don't love me, or just stick to yourself. You only have a few years to be a kid, and just focus on the big picture. Right?
Well, that's really good. I'm really glad that you've mentioned that. We're just going to take a short break, and then we'll come back and continue our conversation.
Okay.
Now, don't go away. Sharing Our Cultures will be right back.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better. At Rogers TV, we know our community thrives because of the incredible people who support it. Today, we want to extend a heartfelt thank you to all our amazing volunteers. Your hard work, dedication, and passion make our productions possible, bringing local stories and events to life for everyone to enjoy. Whether you're behind the camera, in the control room, or helping at events, your contributions are invaluable.
watching Rogers TV St. John's.
Well, welcome back to Sharing Our Cultures. I'm so glad you're still with us. And we have with us here Saada, and we're going to talk about your organization that you started. First of all, I want to say congratulations. It's, takes someone, with that sense of confidence, a sense that I can go out there and I can do this, to start your own organization. So I really want to applaud you for that.
Thank you.
You took that step. It's a major step in a way, to do that. So tell us, why did you see it was important to start an organization?
First of all, when I moved here, I struggled to find a job. And then I did employment readiness trainings, and some of the questions I'm like, is this 1960, 1965, what year is it? And I feel like there are a lot of things need to change. And well, from my struggle, I'm like, okay, if I can't find a job, let me create something. It started not as an organization. Let me create something. Let me create like a support network where newcomers, like we can have chats, we can have conversations. And it started with just being like the skilled labor demographic to something bigger. So as I go, I was learning, and I'm learning that some people have it even worse than I do. I am like wallowing and just being home, and like, I'm frustrated, I need to do something. But then I realized that I am lucky because we were okay on a one income household. There are a lot of other families who can't afford like to be on one income, but they're still on a one income household because mom has to be at home, she has to be with the kids. There's the child care issue going on in Newfoundland and maybe the whole of Canada. So even if people want to work, they can't afford to, because where do you keep the kids if you have to wait? I waited almost a year. Like my name has been on every wait list in Canada. So not only did I not find a job, even if I did, I don't have a place to keep my daughter. So it was a struggle, and I thought, okay, let's do something about it. And then another issue came by with the schools and the diversity, and so I go around, and my husband sometimes says to me, it's like, can you see a bridge instead of like a gap? But I find the gaps, and I'm like, okay, there's a gap here. And I have chatted to a lot of newcomers, and many of them have told me, like, you're not going to be supported. You would not find support, you would not find, like, it's going to fail. And they are coming from a good place. They're not trying to, they're just telling me it's not worth the effort. But I said, I'm not the one to see a problem and say, okay, someone else is going to take care of it. If it comes my way, then it's my responsibility. There's a reason it came my way. So if I've seen it, then I'm going to do something about it. And yes, they were right, actually, because it was very difficult for me to find that support. But it's not like, okay, 100% I didn't find any support. Of course, I have people who have been very supportive. But then again, I'm like, there is a lot more to this. We're living in a community, we're living in a society where you need to serve people, you need to hear from people. I am a new migrant, I know the struggles, and I started this. I'm expecting people to say, okay, what did you see? Why is this? I am reaching out. I'm hoping that, people will reach out and say, why, just like you're asking me right now, why did you incorporate, right? Why did you start this? There has to be a reason for people to do that. So I was hoping for that kind of support. And I even would reach out and say, oh, I want to chat. Because I know nothing about business, but I see a gap, and I know I am very good at bridging gaps. But I'm a terrible business person. How do I make this successful? So I'm hoping that, the community, people would come around and say, how can we support? You are a new migrant. Not a lot of new migrants like go to a place and say, I'm going to start an organization because I noticed something. Many of us are just sitting like travelers. I say, we are, how you're in a hotel room and you didn't fully unpack because you're going to pack very soon. A lot of migrants live that way. It's like you're not given fully, but there are a lot of potentials I find, because I am all about collaboration. I talk to people. People have potentials. There is so much that they could give, but they are just stuck in a cubicle somewhere, being in an office and not being a part of the decision-making table. And we are losing out by that. Like, we need to include people. We need to be intentional. We need to go to them and say, what can you offer? And when we see people who have taken the initiative, we need to give them support, because when I initially started, I almost gave up. I'm not one to give up, but it was really, the task was so much, and I am putting finances into, I'm not getting any, like, I couldn't pay myself or anything because it's not making money, but I find a gap. I'm like, okay, I have to do this. And I'm spending hours and hours on the work. So if I didn't have the luxury of being in a one-income household and still be able, I couldn't do this. And I know a lot of people with all of this potential. So it started with me saying, I'm going to help myself find a job and help others like me. And then I find that there are migrants and there are refugees and there are struggles. There is, we feel like we're giving refugees money and that's good enough. We're not giving them skills. We're not giving them, and money without skills, I would say, is it's almost a negative, because you never know, right? And yeah, so we need to give people skills. We need to put them in rooms where they can acquire those skills. We need to meet them halfway, or at least if some people don't even know how to find resources. Some people walk into like a space and they wait and they're like, okay, there's nothing for me, while we have others who go out and find them. So we need to, like, the outreach needs to get to them. We need to speak people's languages. There are people that we need to find, and just finding a translator is not, it's not enough. We need to find them. We need to find the communities. We need to understand people. And we need to know that there are cultural nuances. And I'm not saying, oh, you know, just accommodate every cultural nuance. No, we're all human. We know there is right in every culture and there is wrong. We need to meet each other halfway. We need to meet at a point where we understand each other and we support each other. And I just find that there isn't a lot of support, like everyone has said. There isn't a lot of support in, like, this area. So I am really, really hopeful that, you know, somebody hears us out and say, okay, how can we support you? How can we incorporate your voice into, of course, people have done that, not to discredit those that, but I mean, there should be more, yeah.
Yeah, but you've sort of tried to push through that. So how did you come about the name for the organization, and and what else have you been able to do through that?
Yeah, so the name, I find myself making the reference about us being global citizens all the time. And like I said, travelers not unpacking their bags. I unpack my bag everywhere I go. Like, okay, this is it. I am going to get comfortable and I'm going to be me. And so, like every place I've ever been to, I find a culture, I take from the culture, and some I'm like, okay, I can't do it, this is not me, I'm not gonna do it. And I also teach people my culture, right? Just like what you're doing. And so it's, yes, let's share and let's learn from each other. And I'm very open to learning. I'm like, surprise me, you know. Sometimes I'm really firm on a decision. I'm like, this is me, this is my value, this is how it is. And then something comes around and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm rethinking this time, because it probably is because of my narrow view, but now I have seen something different. I'm like, okay, this is even more efficient. And also I see myself as a global citizen, and I see myself giving back to every country that I live in. I see myself saying, okay, I'm not only a Nigerian woman. I lived in South Korea and I blend with the South Koreans and I learn from them. So you come to my house, sometimes we go out, we have sushi for dinner, and we have kabsa for, you know, we eat from every culture. We have incorporated all of that. And not just that, I feel like we have a sense of responsibility to ourselves and to the earth. And we also deserve rights. So many people come here and like, oh, I'm not Canadian, so I don't have this right, I don't have that right. But we are living here. We are tax-paying people, right? We are giving back to the community. We are contributing in a way. So we also deserve that right to, that everybody else has. Yeah, so we are all global citizens because the world is the home, and, you know, regardless of where we are from, regardless of who we are, as long as we try our best and we give in, we should have rights, and we should have responsibilities as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. We all have our basic human rights, universal human rights. We have the Charter of Rights and Freedoms from Canada.
Yeah.
But I know that many people who come and are new here are not as aware of that. But of course, with every right comes a responsibility. And you've actually spoken so well about that, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
And it's great, as I said, for people in our province to know who you are and what you're doing and the impact that you're making already. I know you were doing a whole lot before you incorporated, but what you're doing is, we really do appreciate that very much. So where do you see the future of your organization?
I see it like going on, even after I probably wouldn't be here.
Oh, well, I didn't mean that.
Who knows? Yeah.
I appreciate your ambition. That's really great, and the impact you've made already. And I really want to thank you so much for coming and having a conversation. Actually, we could have this conversation for another 2-3 hours. But now that we've introduced you to the province, maybe more people would want to reach out and find out how you can help them with their wives.
Yes,
Okay.
I hope so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right then. And Sharing Our Cultures will be right back.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
Thanks so much to Saada Usman, and thanks to you for watching. Join us again next time and meet some of the amazing individuals who make up part of our diversity in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Come together, you and me, come together right now, for all the world to see. Come together, you and me, come together right now. There's joy in unity. Come together, you and me, come together